Welcome to Sandisa TV, where we break down the weird, the wonderful, and the what the heck did I just watch? Today, we're diving into an episode of the Twilight Zone that'll make you question everything, including whether you're watching this video or just dreaming about it. This is the recap of Downtime, a mind-bending episode about identity, technology, and the ultimate case of, this is not my beautiful house. Before we begin, a quick warning, this video contains spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, proceed at your own risk. And hey, if you love the Twilight Zone as much as we do, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got an entire playlist of bizarre recaps just waiting for you. The promotion of a lifetime. Or is it? Meet Michelle Weaver, an ambitious, no-nonsense hotel clerk who is finally getting the recognition she deserves. Today is her day. Her boss, in a dramatic flourish, promotes her to manager. Confetti should be falling from the sky. There should be applause. Instead, a giant, glowing orb materializes in the sky. If you've seen enough sci-fi, you know that when mysterious floating orbs show up, nothing good follows. But Michelle doesn't have time to think about that because suddenly, everyone around her, including guests, staff, and the guy who was just asking for more towels, freezes mid-action. It's as if someone hit the pause button on reality. And she's the only one still moving. Naturally, she does what anyone in her position would do, panic. A city in standby mode. Michelle rushes outside, desperate for answers. The streets? Silent. The people? Frozen. She could scream at the top of her lungs, do cartwheels in the middle of traffic, or claim free coffee at her favorite shop, and no one would notice. Then, a police officer appears. Wake up, he tells her, like some cryptic fortune cookie message. Not exactly reassuring. Things get even stranger when Michelle arrives home. Her husband, good old, predictable Carl, greets her, but something is off. For one, he suddenly has an accent he's never had before, like he just got possessed by the ghost of an English professor. Then, before she can get any real answers, he too walks outside, and promptly freezes like a department store mannequin. That's it. She's had enough. If this is a prank, it's a terrible one. Customer service. But make it creepy. Just when Michelle thinks things can't get worse, two young guys with skateboards casually stroll into her house like they're delivering pizza. But these aren't just any random skater brothers. No, they're customer service representatives, and they've got news. Big news. Her life. Not real. Everything she knows. A simulation. She, Michelle Weaver, hardworking hotel manager. Actually a man named Phineas Howell, who has spent years living inside a virtual reality game called Sleepaway. And here's the kicker, Phineas recently suffered a heart attack while playing the game and is now in a coma. That's why Michelle has no memory of her real self. Because, Michelle isn't real at all. Take a moment to let that sink in. Michelle, understandably, is not okay with this. Imagine being told your entire existence is just someone else's dream vacation. But before she can process it, the customer service duo brings in a woman named Ellen, who claims to be Phineas's wife. She pleads with Michelle to wake up, because waking up means returning to reality, back to the real world where her real husband is waiting. A hard pass on reality. Michelle, shaken, confused, and possibly regretting not just staying in bed that morning, initially agrees to wake up. But the moment she sees Ellen actually wake up and vanish, she panics. If she wakes up, what happens to her? What happens to Michelle? And if Phineas is dead, then waking up just means, well, dying. So she does what any rational person in an existential crisis would do, she runs. Hiding on the rooftop of her hotel, she meets a man named Tom, another person stuck in the game. Tom, unlike her, has seen it all before. He breaks the final, devastating news, Phineas Howell, her supposed real self, has passed away. There's nothing left to wake up to. If she tries, she'll die. It's either stay in the game as Michelle or, well, that's not a choice anymore, is it? A new lease on virtual life. Faced with the ultimate dilemma, Michelle makes her choice. She stays in Sleepaway but negotiates a new deal. Instead of just being a player, she transitions into an NPC, non-playable character, meaning she'll live out her virtual life as if it's real, forever. No more logging out. No more outside world. Later, we see her back in her element, fully embracing her new role as the hotel manager. Life, if you can call it that, seems peaceful. And just when we think she's settled in, Ellen, Phineas's real wife, returns, checking into the hotel for a long stay. Is she here to stay connected to the remnants of her late husband? Is she searching for closure? Or is she just another guest in Michelle's carefully curated world? Final thoughts. This episode is peak Twilight Zone, blending existential horror with a terrifyingly plausible future. Virtual reality is already advancing at a rapid pace. Who's to say this won't be us one day? What makes us real? Are we just collections of memories and experiences, or are we something more? And if given the choice, would you rather live a perfect lie or wake up to a tragic reality? What do you think? Would you have woken up, or would you have taken the NPC route like Michelle? Let us know in the comments. Before you go, don't forget to check out our other Twilight Zone recaps. If you love bizarre, mind-bending stories, you'll love what we have in store for you. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more deep dives into the weirdest corners of TV. See you next time.